Time is money.
There's so many damn remote job boards. So it's just confusing. It's a little bit confusing.
We just want the filter. All we need is a drop down.
I think we got a dissenter. Yeah. I haven't spent a ton of time on it, but
on Tinder or on this?
Well,
user experience, like that is a top thing for remote job seekers.
And it's paid too. It's paid too. So if you got to pay for it, maybe it's not as sexy. Hey everyone, we're 3 remote job coaches who've seen hundreds of remote job boards and worked with thousands of remote job seekers.
Today we are looking at 10 remote job boards that we've selected to review for you.
Make sure you stay until the end because some of them you've probably never even heard about.
The 3 remote job coaches we have today. Number 1, Michelle Coulson, the founder of Remote Rebellion.
Rebel.
Number 2, Kristin Vierra, remote career and lifestyle coach. And I'm Jordan Carroll, aka the Remote Job Coach. Let's dive in.
Today, we'll be ranking various remote job boards for you based on some special criteria.
How remote the remote jobs are, the amount of remote jobs that are on the site, and how fresh and new those jobs are.
Let's also take a look at the ease of use. Like how easy is it to use these websites? Can you do company research? And what is the filtering capability of these particular sites?
And let's also talk about the quality of the companies on these sites and the amount of scams and no scams.
So the way we're going to be ranking this is S for sexy. So this is like the top notch, the creme de la creme. Then we're going to go for A-list, pretty damn good. We're going to go for basic B of the job boards. C is for crappy and D is for dog shit.
So we're going to be ranking these particular 10 job boards one by one into this tier list. But just to clarify, we only chose 10 different job boards. So if you have a remote job board that we did not cover today, put it down in the comments and maybe we'll come back and do a round 2.
The first job board we've got for you today is a paid job board. This is FlexJobs, and you could say it's the one-stop shop for remote job seekers with the amount of resources it's got here. And you got to check out the advanced job filter because there's a multitude of features, but these are all fully vetted postings on their site. So no scams here.
Yeah. And what I love about that is, even though you're paying for a job board, which a lot of job seekers don't want to pay for a job board, you do have that sense of security that what you're looking at here is legit. There's also a full money back guarantee. So if you don't like FlexJobs for whatever reason, there's no questions asked. You can get that money back. But I know Michelle is going to dissent a little bit.
This is great for the US. It's very heavily weighted for the US. And what about anyone who's not based in the US? I'm sorry to tell you guys, you're not the center of the universe,
Well, a little bit, but at the end of the day, there is still a work from anywhere function of search. So I think that that's a standard for remote job boards that we're going to go through today is like the more that you have ability to search work from anywhere positions, the better. But I do agree, like it's definitely more focused towards people in the US because even if you go on the find jobs area or the dashboard area and you look at the different remote job markets, it only has the US in here. All right, so where are we going to rank FlexJobs? Our first one, is it basic? Is it crappy? Is it dark? What are we thinking here?
For me, it's not sexy because it's not so global.
And it's paid too. It's paid too. So if you got to pay for it, maybe it's not as sexy. But
I'm A-listing it.
A-list. Okay, I think we can agree on A-list then. Boom. FlexJobs, A. All right, the second one we're going to talk about is Dynamite Jobs. Now, I personally love Dynamite Jobs because I'm part of the Dynamite Circle, which is basically a community of location independent entrepreneurs. And the guys who created that group also created Dynamite Jobs. And what I love about this is that you can actually get contacted by employers within like an inbox feature. They just seem to like really care. Like they care a lot more because they have that community that's adjacent to Dynamite Jobs. They know the actual employers like a lot closer and they actually refer. And it just seems like they have a little bit more of a white glove service. They even put some of their top candidates in their weekly newsletter and they also curate job opportunities for you. So if you go into My Jobs, you'll see, hey, these are my recommended jobs, and it will give you ones that are at the top. What do y'all think?
That is cool. And I do like how Dynamite Jobs is really clear. They also have a lot that have salary range as well, which is I know is a real sticking point for some people. And you can actually filter by salary as well. For me, the only downside to this job board and why I wouldn't put it in a sexy ranking is there's no option on the search feature for work from anywhere. In the locations, you can put the country you're in or the region, but if you want to work from anywhere job, that just isn't in there.
Yeah, and that's a little bit frustrating because this is a company that really understands this market, and they really know. They even have a part of their page that says we're one of the only job boards that works with only remote first companies. Like, we only work with employers who offer 100% remote jobs. And you look at some of these remote jobs like Mexico, right? So does it mean remote in Mexico? Does it mean, 100% remote? Again, the way that remote in the word is used can be really confusing. So the more clarification that you have in this filtering, the more it's better. Kristin, any thoughts?
Completely agree. I'm a fan of Dynamite, but I will say the search functionality isn't my top. Agree with the work from anywhere. I do love job alerts. You could see that on the right on the side. But yeah, I think there's some limitations here, like no work from anywhere.
Where are we putting Dynamite Jobs? I love these guys. I mean, they're my friends. I'm part of the Dynamite Circle, so I'm probably a little bit biased, but you both like this site too. Where do we want to put it?
For me, it gets an A ranking. It's not sexy because it's not work from anywhere. It's not paid. So A for me.
I'm going with A-list, so continuing strong with FlexJobs up there. All right, so the third job board we've got for you today is We Work Remotely. It's the largest remote work community in the world with over 4.5 million visitors.
Which a lot of different job boards say they're the largest, by the way. Who's actually the largest? that is a confusing thing. Well, because largest to me sometimes might mean that they have the most jobs, but they definitely don't have the most jobs. So
we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. What do you define as the largest?
Yeah. Great
job board. Lots of opportunities here. Great resources. If you're on their newsletter, I'm a fan of it. They share some great articles around remote work and job searching. They've got lots of different search functionalities, but kind of hard to find. Like, where is that advanced search? You got to dig. I think if I'm a job seeker, I want ease of access and quick, right?
And I find it super confusing. If you scroll down there, the years remote, for me, I'm like, years remote, what? Like the company's years remote? Is it my number of years working remotely? Is it how many years of experience I have? What are you asking for here?
I think they've had such a big opportunity because they were so early in this space. This is one of like the first ones that I really recognized. And they're, like they said, the largest in the terms of the traffic that they get, that they just have so much opportunity to grow and continue to get better. But I don't know if they've invested in all the right UX capabilities that they could have to make this even better. And I think we talked a little bit about this, but there's like a lot less jobs here. Like there's only a few hundred jobs on We Work Remotely in general from what we've seen. And I think that we want to make sure to talk about is also an aggregator versus a job board. So an aggregator being a place where it's pulling in jobs from all over the place from different boards. And then a job board being one where a company is going to submit the job and actually pay for it. And I think that's one thing that also brings We Work Remotely up and down, depending on how you look at it, because there's less jobs, but the quality of the jobs is probably higher than maybe an aggregator that doesn't have as much ability to cycle through those things. What do you think?
Quality over quantity any day for me.
Same. And let's also talk about how you can see the number of applicants and that how that can look.
Which, by the way, that's not the number of applicants, which this is crazy that they show this is like 105,000. So that's going to mean the number of clicks. It's not going to mean the number of actual applicants. I don't think Shoutbox has 105,000 people applying to that. That seems a little crazy.
So don't let that put you
overwhelming.
Because,
So when you're a remote job seeker, like don't let the number of applicants throw you off, because likely people are just clicking, and sometimes these are like really easy applies, right? You just click one button and you're applying to something. So that doesn't mean that they have done like your competition hasn't actually done anything great to apply. They just like submitted something that maybe is super basic. I also, just real quick to comment, I love their top 100 in all remote companies lists. I think that one of the things I look for in remote job boards is how well they allow you to access research for companies that are remote. They have these lists. I wouldn't say that they're like really great in terms of filtering, but they have the lists. So you can come in here and look, and they also show that they're actively hiring or not. Okay, where do we put We Work Remotely?
For me, it's pretty basic.
There's parts of it that I would feel like are A list just because it's been around so long. But based on the reference points that we're creating with FlexJobs and Dynamite Jobs and then Sexy, I think it's got to be in the basic list, unfortunately. But I still love We Work Remotely. It's like as a nostalgic thing.
If we were just doing based on resources, I would A-list it. But based on actual job board functionality, I'm saying basic.
The fourth one we got up now is Remote.co. And this is a whole lot of hideous. Like I can't say anything good about this. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just the UX is super confusing. Like, I don't know where to click when I get on here. Like, there's so much stuff. Like, am I searching an article? I don't even know where to go.
And I feel like as a job seeker, all you want is ease of finding what you need. And this is like, I'm lost. And also, I have to say, this search functionality sometimes drives me insane. You can't really search by a job title and get the results you're looking for.
I think all of us are kind of agreement that this is not a great.
I don't think we even need a vote on this. This gets a dog shit.
RemoteOK going in the dog pile. Okay, so number 5 is JobGether. Honestly, I didn't really know about this site for a long time until I met their founder, Alex, and now it's going to seem super biased because I think we all know him. I think it's such a great site. Like, out of the different ones that I've seen, what I really love about it is that it gives a flex score for the different companies, as well as it validates and verifies certain employers. So you'll see like there's this little logo on some of them that are actually verified, and it has them all in like a top 100 list. It's got good ways of filtering, whether it's scale ups, large companies, startups. I just love the ability to research employers. So that part for me is really awesome. What do you guys think?
I think for me that the main thing for me is the fact that it aggregates. I think they talk about like 70,000 remote jobs. So I think they are one of the biggest in taking all of those jobs together. But the main thing for me is you can search based on, if you go back on the main page, you can search based on the location that you're in. So I want to work from Mexico, I want to work from the UK, or actually from anywhere. So it's super easy to put in there. The downside for me would be that you can only enter specific job titles and not categories easily on here. Maybe I missed that. Maybe they've changed it since I last looked.
I think also just being an aggregator, there's a chance that there's things that slip through the cracks as far as particular jobs. But because they do have these flex scores and because they do have the verified employers features, I think that prevents a little bit of, potential issue there.
I think we're all big fans here. I personally love how user friendly it is. It's like easy to find things. And also I'm loving company profiles. I feel like that's rare for job boards. So not only can you see their flex score, but you can dive into why it's rated that way and what are their flexibility policies, which is what remote job seekers want to know.
For me, even if I do know the founder and I like them, if I don't think the product's good, I'm going to say it. And I love it. I recommend it to everyone.
Awesome. So I think, remote policy, work environment, having those for the verified employers is really great.
This is not sponsored. Time? This is raw. This is raw material.
It gets sexy for me. It's an easy sexy.
Okay.
Same.
Boom, boom. All right, Alex, you did a good job.
The 6th one up we've got is Remotive. And initially, I love the branding. I like the look. I like the little dog. It's got a good vibe. I love dogs. The only thing for me is the red is a little bit like, it hurts my eyes a little bit, but I do love the fact that you can filter on the salary and it's really easy to be able to scan read on there.
It is, but remember we were looking at it earlier and they don't have the worldwide option easily checkable. Like you actually got to search it, which kind of seems silly that I'd have to like put worldwide in here to find it. I think that should be like the number 1 option. Also, there's just not that many jobs. Like you go like halfway down the page and you're already a week or 2 weeks old jobs. So I think that could be good and bad. Like a lot of the companies that are on here are going to be legitimate and they're actually paying Remotive to be on here, but you're just going to have less options. Good newsletter too. I like their newsletter.
I like their emails also. I feel like they send some clean daily emails, but what's with this work from anywhere missing on all these boards we've been noticing? When that is the goal.
Standard. That's like standard is how can a job board have a worldwide option that's truly worldwide where people aren't viewing it and then it says in the actual job description that it's not worldwide. Okay, where do we put Remotive? Because I think we're kind of split on this a little bit.
For me, it gets a C. It's a bit crappy. I mean, crappy's a little bit harsh, but for me, not having too many jobs and not having work worldwide is a bit crappy.
If there was plus and minuses, this would be a B- for me, but I guess I have to round down, so that's a C.
Okay, well, we'll just do it so then we have one in every category. Sorry, Remotive. Oopsies.
For our 7th board today, we've got remoteworker.co.uk. And I think this is right up Michelle's alley with the UK here. What do you think of this one?
This is an absolute joke. Like if you scroll down and you have a look at some of the locations for these locations for this remote.
Is that a real place?
.co.uk.
They've got the coordinates in there.
I've never actually heard of that before. However, they've not just given you a country that this role has to be done for. There's a specific coordinate.
Yeah,
of
you
where
have to
this
be at
role-
this fucking coordinate.
Like, do they know the word remote? Like, I can't even do this right now. Like, it angers me. It really angers me.
Yeah.
It's mind blowing.
Everything has
honestly.
an exact location. And then it's also, did you see it says part-time and full-time? Like it literally says part-time and full-time. And everyone, they have their logo on every single one. So it's not even as if, and it's one company, it's Fine Tutors.
I mean, this would be a really great job board if it was called onsitejobs.co.uk.
Yeah.
You know?
At your exact coordinates.uk.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we're in the D.
Easy.
8th on the list is remoteok.com. Now, I personally really like this. I think it's really clean, loads of emojis, which I love. A lot of the roles, if not all of them, have the salary range in there as well, and you can filter by that. The downside for me is it's very heavily tech focused.
Yeah, but I think, I mean, it knows what it's good at. Like, this is a site that is more of a tech site, and it's built by a guy who has a lot of different remote products. So I think branding wise, he stays consistent with like this. And the guy who runs this also runs Nomad List. So if you have any perspective from that particular app, going to this one's pretty easy. And I don't know, I think we talked about the benefits. You want to talk about the benefits, Kristin?
Yeah, cool. I love how they have this.
You get paid in crypto?
It's rare to have benefits listed out like this and filterable. And I love how no politics at work. Like, nobody wants that. And you can actually filter out based on things like this, which is so rare.
And it is great, but however, it reminds me of AIM. It reminds me of AOL AIM with all these like little, I don't even know what you call these. Are these like emoticons? Or I don't know.
You sound so old.
I'm showing my age. Yeah, showing my age. Michelle, what were you going to say?
The no politics at work. Like, does any company say, nah, we've got a lot of politics going on? Like, would anyone advertise that? Like, I think it is great that they filter this, but I'd love to know how they would define that.
Maybe it's a glass door scrape.
That's always tough when you're having companies self-select, because companies, we hire old people. Like, of course, they're going to put that because they don't want to seem like ageist, but yeah, like who's going to put that we don't hire old people? So I think there is definitely some bias that could happen there, but overall, I like the site. Yeah, and it maybe doesn't have as many jobs, but if you go down all the way to the bottom, there's still like ones from this past week. So
and I love that the intention is there with the benefits. Improvements can be made, I'm sure, but that's coming, you know.
And look at this.
It's added.
Worldwide.
We have our worldwide filter. Which
it's not hidden.
We love our worldwide filter, and it has the salary and worldwide. Like, I love those tags too, the way it's got everything tagged. Okay, RemoteOK. Is it just okay? I think RemoteOK is just okay.
I think okay equals basic.
I don't think it's enough to be an A with these other two.
All right, so next we've got Otta or Otta. Not really sure how you pronounce it, but a huge fan. I love this one because it actually allows you to select criteria and matches you to jobs based on fulfillment as well, which I'm all about. What do you all think of it?
It's like Tinder. It's like swiping.
No, it's not like Tinder. It's like the opposite of Tinder. Like, Tinder's just like a load of rubbish that you got to go through, whereas this is really more tailored. This is more like Match.com or like Plenty of Fish for anyone who remembers that.
Well, I just mean in the sense that you can like kind of swipe through recommendations. So you put all your stuff, your preferences in there, and then you can swipe through and you have an inbox, and then you can go in and it's almost like you're left or right. So I haven't spent a ton of time on it, but
on Tinder or on this?
Well, this.
And you get lots of customized emails from them also based on your matches, which is great. You don't always have to get into the interface. It'll come directly to you.
All right, where are we putting this one?
I'm A-listing it.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think if it was a little bit more global than outside the EU, then it would get a sexy. But for that reason, I think, A-list.
So last one, Torre. Okay, Torre is a site that's focused more on Latin America and remote jobs in Latin America. And the thing that I find most frustrating about this is I think they're trying to do everything. You go into the search jobs, it's like a really slow interface, such a bulky site and so heavy. It brings in my preferences, which maybe is a good thing, but it's just so clunky and confusing. And then when you look at the actual jobs in here, just like I said, it's Latin America. So a lot of the stuff is going to be in that particular currency and really focused on the Latin America area, but I don't feel like it's great. The one cool thing they had is like they have a refer, which I don't see on other sites, which I think is one of the coolest things because you can like send this to someone, but does that actually do anything for on the employer side? That's what I don't know. Or if it's just literally like, oh, this just means share the link, you know, because So
I think for me, again, time is money. I don't want to sit here waiting around for that to load. Like I've already clicked off by now. I'm done. I'm bored.
in the same one, it's like you're searching for people too. Like you're searching for mentors, you're searching for signalers, you're searching for hiring talent, you're searching for networking, internships. It's just trying to do too much for me.
I'm just all out confused by this. Like, I don't even know what to do with it. And I think user experience, like that is a top thing for remote job seekers because time, energy, you've only got so much of it. To make it easy to use is the key and have all your search functionalities you need.
Another no-brainer dog shit, right?
Yeah,
Wow, we got
I feel
three.
so I still feel really bad about Remotive being here. I almost want to vote to put Remotive to basic.
For the dog alone, maybe you could move it up.
Okay.
I agree. I think it could be a wider gap from that.
Yeah, because I think these three are very clearly in the dog shit area. Okay, that's our list. I hope you hate it. Let us know in the comments below.
This could change. Give it a year.
And we hope it does. We hope it does.
Yeah.
Boom! Graphic.
And they're growing.
And they're growing.
It's
I
not
really
a bad
agree with the
one.
basic.
Think of your
That's coins.
think of your job search. Let's cut.